Go Blue, everybody. Exit Wink Martindale. It's all coming up next on Michigan Wolverines Live.
You guys should check out the Michigan Wolverine Live. They're out here doing great things, doing great podcasts, great live shows. They're really just doing their thing, help them blow up.
And welcome back to another episode of Michigan Wolverines Live, episode number 182. That's right, folks. And as you come in, as always, we want to remind you all, first of all, my name's John Diadamo. Many of you know that already. You can just find me on X at John Diadamo. I'm going to take you through the next hour or so. We're coming to you live from YouTube, X, and Twitch, and audio platforms like Apple, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and Deezer. As you come in, hit that like button. It just takes a second. And it's free. You might as well. And if everybody hits the like button, then we're going to double, triple. We're just going to blow this thing up. And we have some very interesting topics to dive into today, including some surprising ones. Hit that subscribe button. We just passed the 10K mark, a little bit ago. That's because of you guys. And of course, share this out with at least one friend. Send a super chat. Make sure your comment or question is read on screen. Obviously, we're going to be covering some stuff today, and we'll take a couple of comments here and there, maybe. But pretty much, if you want to be on screen, super chat, get your comment or question right on there. And of course, joining me as always each and every Tuesday, we've got TJ in the house. Go Blue! As always, it's never a show without something crazy going on.
Hey, this is Michigan, man, and it is the off season, and we went through this last off season, John, where I swear every week there was something crazy going on, whether it was a DUI, notice of allegation, something crazy, something wild, and or a coaching NFL flirtation, nothing we're not used to, man. So we currently are dealing with the Wink Martindale saga. And we have some recruiting news today, so I'm looking forward to it. Should be a great show, John.
Hey, at least it's not the head coach this time. So we're making progress.
Yeah.
Hey, Marmar. We got Marmar here. Was the first one to message on here. We got to defending the Natty. Big house boy. More defending the Natty. We got Drufus here. Detroit Kyle's in the house. We got Malachi, who's officially, along with Kinetic, our two new moderators. So thank you so much for Malachi and Kinetic answering the call, stepping up, and becoming our new mods here at Michigan, the voice of college football. So everybody's here. Thank you all so much. Defending the Natty. Hit that like. Absolutely. Thank you for already hitting it. Doreen's here saying congrats on 10K.
Yeah,
thanks,
John,
Doreen.
You see how she said, "Congrats, John." Doreen, I get it, Doreen. I get it. I give you shit all the time, Doreen. I get it. It's okay. It's okay. I still love you. It's okay.
I'm sure she's gonna do a follow up now. I meant TJ too.
My feelings are hurt, but I'll live. It'll be okay.
Yeah. So everybody's here. I appreciate DF, who's been an OG. I mean, literally, he was here my very first show doing anything on here. So we appreciate everybody.
You see the Pennant Fanatics said John, TJ, and everybody. You see that, Doreen?
Yeah. John, TJ, and everybody.
I'm just playing. It's all love. All love.
There it is. All right. And then, of course, DF. Welcome to the mod family. Awesome. Yep. All right, y'all. Hey, Moose. Moose is here, too. All right, y'all. So
that avatar's hilarious, by the way.
I know. I love that avatar. Yeah. When he showed that to me for the first time, I was like, that is hilarious, dude.
I'm sure it'll piss people off.
So as always, we do want to thank our friends who have sponsored us for so many shows. Our friends at the Win Agency Health Insurance. They are awesome. And for any questions, definitely hit them up. I've got here, let's see. So another season is in the books, and we are extremely excited about the future of Michigan athletics. For those of you who missed the December 15th deadline, you could still take advantage of a final opening that extends to January 15th which allows you to get coverage with a February 1st effective date. Even though the final enrollment window is quickly approaching, please keep this in mind throughout the year, as major life changes such as moving, changing jobs, getting married, or having children will open up a special enrollment window for you any time of the year. Thank you all for your amazing support this season, and go Blue. Sorry if Win Agency's listening. I'm battling a little illness, so I'm gonna crack here and there, but thanks so much, you guys, for everything that you do.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's a bit of a sad moment because today is our last show with Win Agency as our sponsor. We want to give a shout out to Win Agency, who rode with us all season. And they saw the potential in our channel, and they helped us, I would say, grow and build into a stronger channel that we are. And we are very excited. I want to just loosely announce this, John. And first of all, hey, reach out to Win Agency, go to their website, give them a call, check them out. They are part of the family, guys. So let's treat them like family, and we should rock with family. So support Win Agency for all your health insurance needs. And then let me also just say, John, I'll loosely, just because there's some things going on behind the scenes, we may have some future plans with Win Agency in the future. Stay tuned. Big plans. We're very excited to discuss those in the coming weeks. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we love these guys, and they're awesome. Doreen has been a member for 6 months now, and I'm your favorite Buckeye. Congrats, TJ, as well. So there you go.
My boy Phil's also in the chat, also one of my favorite Buckeyes. But Doreen is number. Although you keep forgetting me, Doreen, I might have to put Phil ahead of you. But we'll figure. Just the power ranking is fluid, and we'll figure things happen.
We do have. I do want to just answer this real quick, and because this is actually perfect. I love this. Our first topic's going to be Wink, and GT's here with the 5 saying if Wink goes to the NFL, we should hire low-scoring expert Kurt Campbell to run the D. He's already familiar with the program. I mean,
and he does put up very little points, right? So I mean, and if anyone understands the offensive. Well, I guess maybe that's not true. Actually, I just disagree. I now disagree. He doesn't put a lot of points up though. So there could be a match there. Could be a match.
Thanks, GT. And before we get to it, one more thing. It looks like you've starred Kevin here. Yeah. So first time chatting, long time listener. Go Blue. Love the show, and I love the Star Wars avatar here, the Luke Skywalker. It's great. Yeah, man. Great. And we. Last call and show, we had a long time listener, first time caller, my guy. I won't name his name, but yeah, man, it's nice. Anyone who's watched us for a minute, man, just say what up. We appreciate all you guys. Thank you. All right. Well, here we go. This morning, it broke that Michigan's defensive coordinator, Wink Martindale, who we've been very, let's just say, sinusoidal about this year. We at first we were like, I don't know about this. And then the last couple of games, Ohio State, Alabama, putting up 10 and 13 respectively. I think a lot of us, I know I was one who was early a Wink detractor, and then I said, you know what, those shades look great. Let's keep him. But today it was announced that Wink Martindale is interviewed at the Atlanta Falcons today, the Colts Wednesday, aka tomorrow, and potentially the Bengals and other teams are also interested. Yep. Which of course does run contrary. TJ, you mentioned this. We talked about this before the show that he did say he wanted to be here. He might want to retire as a Michigan DC, but here we go, and we're back at it. Another off season with NFL intrigue and Michigan potentially needing to fill a big hole. Yeah, so we're used to this as a fan base. The NFL always poking around at our coaches. They don't poke around Ohio State's coaches. You ever notice that, John? They never poke around the Ohio State coaches. It's a very curious situation with that. But anyways, so here's how it this could turn out. Now, yes, Wink Martindale is getting courted right now. That said, Wink Martindale does have a track record.
And that track record is he does butt heads with head coaches. So I think it's potentially possible Wink does return. I think it's possible he returns. Now, do I think it's also possible? Yeah, of course it's possible he leaves. But a lot of these vacancies are going to have tons of candidates being interviewed. Like they'll interview 5 to 6 guys. We'll see if Wink lands on any of these. As we spoke about before the show, John, Wink did tell Michigan he wanted to end his coaching career at Michigan. We've heard that before. So we know we can't, buy into that. But, we'll find out how this transpires. It will be interesting to see if he does leave Michigan and if he doesn't leave Michigan and what that means for Michigan, because I think we would all agree that if Wink were to stay, our defenses, we can expect a pretty high, a highly efficient, highly capable defense next season. Now, what is the ceiling if a new defensive coordinator comes in? And then the question becomes, who is that defensive coordinator? We won't know until that happens. And me and John will discuss 2 potential, and we'll get to it, John. I don't want to get to it just yet, but we'll discuss 2 potential candidates early candidates that we are speculating would be candidates. We'll get into that in just a minute. But I just want to say, like, depending on who this coordinator is, John, this really does potentially affect the outlook for next year, because our defense is supposed to be our strength next year. We have a new offense being implemented. There's an unknown there. We don't even truly know who's going to be starting week 1. Is it Underwood? Is it Mikey Keene? We don't really know. Is Philip Lindsay going to be, is that offensive line going to be strong enough given the current situation it's at, which we'll talk about some portal players they're looking at to strengthen that offensive line. We'll have in the portal update for you guys. So there's a lot of unknown here. And this would be, let's be also honest here, a blow. This would suck to lose Wink Martindale. Now, let's qualify that. Mm-hmm. We have hired good defensive coordinators every year. Mike McDonald, Kirk Campbell, and not Kirk Campbell. Fucking Jesse Minter, forgive me. GT got me all messed up. Jesse Minter and Wink Martindale, right? Now we can look at, unless you got anything else on that, John, we can discuss who we think could be potentially filling that role.
Well, I will just say that despite the early, let's say, growing pains of learning the college or readjusting to the college game, Michigan did have the number 11 total defense to end the season, number 5 rushing defense, number 5 in the country, and number 19 scoring defense.
It's wild when you look at the start of the year and how they closed it. Their schedule only got stronger. We had Oregon in November. We had Ohio State in November. We had Alabama in December, guys. Like the schedule only got tougher and we got better. Like, damn, look at what he achieved. And like, I'm not trying to like break anyone's heart here, but look at what we achieved without the Mason Grahams and the Kenneth Grants and the Will Johnsons. Right. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he actually leaves. I'm not sold he is going to leave, because I'm telling you guys, NFL circles are small, and Wink does have a reputation, guys. There's a reason why Wink came back to college last year, because he has a reputation. He's very stubborn. He does butt heads with head coaches. So we'll see. We'll see how this one shakes out.
We will indeed. If Wink does decide to go to the Falcons, the Colts, the Bengals, or somewhere else, we do have some ideas of who should potentially be the next Michigan defensive coordinator. And it's really 2 names. And both of these we picked because they will maintain this Raven-style system, this multiple D, the 4-2-5, and then also some 4-3 concepts. The Raven system that has been built to defeat Ohio State for 4 straight, still feels good, 4 straight years of beating Ohio State. Mm-hmm. And so you think we're going to switch now to like a different system? No. So here are the 2. We got Lamar Morgan, who was, of course, the defensive coordinator of Louisiana. He has defensive coordinator experience already. Yep. Makes a lot of sense. So what, I guess we'll take them one by one. So for Lamar, what do you think? What do you think the chances are, and how do you think things would shift or change with him taking the job?
So in terms of chances, it's tough to call right now because Wink's not gone, and we really don't know the list of candidates. But if Wink does happen to move on, I fully expect at least Lamar Morgan to have a discussion with Sharon Moore. As you mentioned, former defensive coordinator at Louisiana Raging Cajuns. Also from the Jesse Minter coaching tree, worked with Jesse Minter and Vanderbilt, carries a lot of Jesse Minter's philosophy in terms of back end defense. And one of the things that is common in the NFL and college is your defensive back coach typically transition best to coordinator roles. Typically, defensive line coaches don't always transition to the coordinator roles, defensive coordinator roles, because the back end of the defense is so complex. Lamar Morgan has that down, and we literally saw as the season developed, our corners get better, our safeties get better, right? So you saw Zeke Berry and Jair Hill start locking Amir Hall. You saw the development, you saw the growth. You saw Brandon Hillman flash, and you saw Mason Curtis flash. You saw flashes from a bunch of guys. So I think Lamar and let's not forget, hell of a recruiter, our best recruiter. So I think he is a potential candidate. But here's what gives me pause here, John. Does Sharon Moore want to go down this road again, where you have an inexperienced defensive coordinator? Yes, he was at the Raging Cajuns, but Kirk Campbell also had former offensive coordinator experience too at Old Dominion, right? So do you want to go down that road where you have a former defensive coordinator at a smaller school? Do you want to risk your season on that? Can we afford that? Or is Sharon Moore, and we can get into Deanne Lynn here unless you got anything else on Lamar Morgan, but is Sharon Moore going to look for someone who's a bit more experienced, has a bit more, is a bit more versed in the Ravens system because they are directly from the Ravens system, and that would be Deanne Lynn.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So, and then I know Mike Fort was like, I'm going to punch you in the face if you say Deanne Lynn's name because he sees USC and they're garbage. But you know what? Here's what I want to caution everybody. Jesse Minter was at Vanderbilt and they were garbage. The problem is USC, and hopefully Tim's not watching, they don't play complementary football. Their offense does not aid the defense. The style of play that we play benefits our defense. Our goal is sustain long drives, give the defense a break, and allow for there to be complementary football. So there's a balance between offense and defense. USC doesn't play that way. Their offense is an aggressive attack that literally makes the defense vulnerable. It also, puts the defense in bad positions when they cause high turnovers. So for Michigan, it's about efficient football, and our defensive scheme that we've ran the last 4 years complements that strategic approach that Michigan likes to run. So I think if Deanne Lynn had a change of scenery, and let's be honest too, this is an appealing job, guys. We have literally had three straight defensive coordinators go directly to the NFL if Wink Martindale does leave, right? So this will, in my opinion, this position will be in demand. I do think Sharon Moore, and Sharon Moore is kind of, let's be real too, guys. Sharon Moore has proven he's made some quality hires, right? Wink Martindale, quality hire. Let's not count Kirk Campbell. Tony Alford, quality hire. So you've seen my guy Lou Esposito, who gave me a follow on Twitter, by the way. Shout out to you, Lou. Shout out to you. And then Brian Jean-Marie had a hell of a year as a linebackers coach, right? And then Lamar Morgan, another good hire. So he's made a lot of good hires. Questionable hires, JB Brown, Kirk Campbell, and the Ron Bellamy saga is an interesting one. We were talking about that before the show too, John. But regardless, the point being is I think we need to give Sharon Moore some confidence here and some trust, because he has done a good job of filling positions. We'll see if Wink actually leaves. It's possible he doesn't, but if he does, I'm going to give Sharon some trust here.
Yeah. Deanne Lynn, I understand why people are skeptical, but if you do your digging, you do your research, you know that he has that Ravens background. He knows what we do. I don't think there's very much interest in changing the Michigan defense. I in terms of complete scheme change. will each DC bring their own flavor, their own way of play calling? Some will blitz more. Some will go more man. Some are going to go more zone. Some are going to show more exotic blitzes. Some are going to like each one has their own style. But I don't think that we can afford a wholesale defense shift change when there's already a wholesale or at least somewhat of an offense change that's going to be happening. So I think these are your two options.
I agree.
Right
well,
now.
Early candidates.
Yeah,
early candidates.
The ones that I think make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Early candidates until we can see, see in like, we're going to get a super chat here from Kyle in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure candidates will fall from the tree. We'll talk about that when we get that super chat though.
Yeah. Yeah. So in, let's see. So in 2024, the USC defense, all right, was 77th in the country. However, in 2023, it was at the bottom. It was at 121st in terms of total defense. And so because of that, yeah, it's not amazing. We're not flipping cartwheels. However, we also need to remember that under Alex Grinch, USC couldn't tackle to save their life. There were no fundamentals. Well, and whatever you want to say about D'Anton Lynn, he instilled that in the team.
What was Jesse Minter's defense ranked at Vanderbilt? Like I know we don't have it in front of us, okay? But like the point being is that was a poor defense too. Like it wasn't like some strong unit. Like what we're bringing to Michigan is scheme. And just so you know, D'Anton Lynn is actually very well respected in coaching circles. There's a belief that he's an up-and-comer. And let's also be honest too, guys. Lincoln Riley has had poor defenses since his days at Oklahoma. In my opinion, again, hopefully Tim's not watching because I'm sure we'll hear it. But
yeah, we're going to hear about it if he is.
Bro, that's a culture problem. Like there's just a lack of although I will say they are investing heavily in defensive line. We see this. We've lost some targets to them. And the reality is too, they're losing the trench war. I mean, that's a big problem to why their defense is getting scorched. But even so, I think D'Anton Lynn's an interesting option. And I'm sure Michigan, listen, we have these two names here. I'm sure there's going to be additional names if Wink does happen to make the jump to the NFL.
Yeah, it's something that we'll have to look at. Obviously, Wink is one of the highest paid defensive coordinators in football. Even in the NFL, he'd be fourth in the NFL. Like if you were to take his salary into the NFL, it would be fourth in the entire league. In college, it was number one, I believe. So because of that, like, yeah, Michigan may try to counter a little bit. I think Wink, if he wants to go back, he's probably going to go back, right? But I think we're going to be okay, and obviously we'll keep you updated as quickly as things transpire. With that said, we have some additional super chats and some big gifted memberships too that we do want to highlight here. So Detroit Kyle is back with the dose. Anyone on Harb's staff waiting in the bullpen?
Yeah, listen, I don't have any names currently, but I talked to John before we were. Yes, I mean, of course, I guarantee you, whether it be the Ravens staff, whether it be the Chargers or the Seahawks, there's somebody who's in a position like Jesse Minter was or Mike McDonald, right? And they're ready to take that leap as a coordinator because they're a positional coach or something along those lines. And maybe because Harbaugh probably sees the writing on the wall with Jesse Minter. He's probably going to want his next defensive coordinator getting some training on the job like his brother did when he was at the Ravens when his Ravens took Mike McDonald back. I think that's very feasible. We're going to find out, though. I expect fully, I know we gave you guys two early names, but I fully expect that list to evolve if Wink Martindale does leave. And to John's point, Wink Martindale's contract, I just looked, is fourth in all of football, college and pro. So Yeah, this is gonna be an appealing job, guys. Every coordinator, the last 3 coordinators, has had NFL interest or went to the NFL, and it is the 4th highest paying defensive coordinator job. It'll be okay. They'll figure it out. I trust Michigan here. I'm not too concerned about it. The only thing that sucks is there could be another adjustment period. But if also, let's be honest too, it could be an upgrade. Like we've been hitting it hot. Like we've been hot on the coordinator hires. So we'll see what the boys can do with that.
Yeah, I think that the one staffer that I'd be looking at is Steve Clinkscale. I understand that there were some fences that were let's say ripped went on his way out. I understand that. If for whatever reason though it doesn't work out with Lamar Morgan, I do think that at least from Klink's perspective, he's currently a DB's coach. If Jesse Minter decides to stay one more year before taking a head coaching job, then I think, well, then where this is an opportunity where he could be a defensive coordinator potentially.
What if Klink now? Well, first off, shout out to my boy Greg. I see you in the chat, bro. And then secondly, what if Klink is that coach to come back to Michigan for a developmental opportunity, and then when Jesse Minter gets poached to be a head coach next year, Klink goes back to the Chargers to be the defensive coordinator. Now, again, to qualify though, and look, this is just some words behind the scenes. Apparently, Klink kind of rattled some cages on his way out, so we'll see. I don't know how feasible that really is. Apparently, wasn't the smoothest of exits.
Well, I didn't have him on these two because of what you just said, TJ. But I think that's the first name that comes to mind to answer your super chat, Detroit Kyle. Another one with the 5 here, Detroit Kyle. Personally, I don't think he leaves with the success he's finding at this level. I think he likes the security he has earned. Just my opinion. So this Detroit Kyle's on your kind of on your wavelength, TJ. Think he might stay.
Well, I think he might stay because I'm not sure the NFL is ready for Wink Martindale again. But if he gets the opportunities, he'll go. Because here's why. The work-life balance, believe it or not, is better in the pros than college. It's not year-round like it is in college, and you don't have to recruit 18-year-old kids. It's a bit, and also the quality of travel. I mean, not that Michigan doesn't travel at a high level, they do, but in terms of like the NFL, it's just on another level. I mean, it just is. It's not a college expense budget. It's an NFL expense budget. So it's just if a coach gets an opportunity to jump to the league, they're going to do it. It's very rare that they don't.
Yeah.
The only time you don't do it is if you're not going to succeed like an Urban Meyer.
Right. Right. And listen, I mean, that's like when we were discussing this, I think it was right as you were joining last year, TJ, when we were talking about the coaches that were exiting to go with Jim Harbaugh or elsewhere. I think the big thing that we kept mentioning was the work-life balance difference, and how it isn't as much this isn't like a malicious thing. This is like, okay, in college you're working 365 24/7. There's some stories in The Price, What It Takes to Win, about Nick Saban working on Christmas and calling people in on Christmas. Kirby Smart being the only one to match his energy, and some of those stories about just how dedicated constantly these coaches are. And then you go to the NFL and you don't have to recruit, and you could take a couple of months. You can go on some vacations with your family.
There's an off season.
There's actually a real off season. And are there administrative things to do? Are there decisions that have to be made? Of course.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah, but
staff changes, dealing with turnover, things like that. But like compared to what you have to deal with in college with recruiting, transfer portal, NIL, massaging 17, 18-year-old kids' egos, right? Like all of these things that you have to juggle and deal with. And by the way, coach football.
Yeah.
Still got to coach football.
Yeah, because You know what our coaches were doing last week during the dead period? They were traveling to like fucking Hawaii and Texas and Florida.
Mm-hmm.
They were not with their families. Like there's no off season in college. I mean, there's a moment here and there where they can go with their families, but for the most part, you're either traveling or you're doing your job.
Yeah. So it's very possible that he does go because of work life. I don't know what's in Wink Martindale's head. And I only have like this actually, this kind of took me by surprise a little bit today. When I heard this news, I was like, okay, makes sense. But I thought we'd get another year. Like I thought we'd get one more year and then he'd kind of pick his final NFL job. You know, his last hurrah in the NFL.
Yeah, I thought we were getting one more year. I was not anticipating the NFL. And again, like, here's the thing too, though, guys. Like, the NFL could be putting out feelers. Like, just seeing, you know, because they'll do that. Like, they'll interview like 4 to 6 candidates. You know, it doesn't mean he's gone. Like, it doesn't. We'll see, though. You know, it's possible. You know, it's possible he is, but it's also potentially possible we get Wink back. So.
Yeah. Dependent Fanatic is reminding everybody that there are over 400 people in the chat, and not to mention the hundreds that are on X right now. We got people on Twitch. We got people everywhere. But there are 400 in YouTube. Like the show. It's free. We're not, I know you see all these super chats, all these gifts and things, but like liking the video is very important, right? To us, it's very appreciated, because it means that the algorithm's going to push our content to more and more people. More and more people are going to start to experience what we're doing, and also meet you guys too. And you know, we've been growing this community. So Dependent Fanatic is an OG. Dependent Fanatic's been here since my very first guest appearance on when Dre and Mark were doing the show. So DF, appreciate you so much being here and moderating for us.
Yeah, and like, let's just also keep it real. 436 viewers on YouTube on a Tuesday in January, bro. So shout out to you guys. Thank you for being a part of the show, a part of the community. Greatly appreciated. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Yeah, we appreciate it, man. It means a lot. The community, look, I tell everybody this, and I don't give a damn. We have the best Michigan community on YouTube. On YouTube. Now, I'm not, the message boards are their own communities. All respect to the message boards, but in terms of YouTube, we got the best community in the game, and it's thanks to you guys. You guys help make this thing amazing. John, our next members only, by the way, let's promote that.
Yeah, let's do that
next Monday, right?
Good
the
call.
20th. Is it the 20th? So Martin Luther King Day. I blame John. I'm just kidding. So the 20th, Martin Luther King Day is our next members only meeting. Hangout, and we'll do the damn thing. We'll talk some ball, and you know, hopefully we got some. Actually, let's look at the date. Hopefully we got some exciting news in the recruiting update. We'll talk about that.
Speaking of OGs, don't worry, Moose. I was getting to you next. For also reminding people to hit that like button as well. We don't want to be soft like OSU.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mama Metcalf, man. We got Mama Metcalf in the house. So TJ Metcalf and Tevis Metcalf's mom's in the house. Shout out to you. Another Wolverine family member. We got Kyoki. Kyoki Kapana also stops by. Shout out to Kyoki. It's all love, my friends. Wolverine Nation. Let's do it. So shout out to Wolverine Nation, man. And I'll tell you right now, it is an honor to have. Dude, we had a former player call in on Thursday with former players, players' parents, players joining the channel for interviews, all that. Hey, man, it's a ride. We love it, and we greatly appreciate everyone who's a part of this thing.
Well, listen, we love anytime the players stop by, the players' families stop by. And you know, if any of the Metcalfs want to come on for an interview, you know, shameless statement there, but we're always open for interviews and talking to players. So really appreciate both of them choosing Michigan. All right. Yeah, thank you so much for being here.
Speaking of Kyoki, what up, Kyoki?
Hey, we got Kyoki in the house. Micah Kopina's dad is here. It is great to be a Michigan Wolverine, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do in the Maize and Blue game as well as 2025 season. Okay, let's hit a couple because Blue Wolverine has gifted 10, not one, not two, 10. 10 gifted memberships. That's $50. And here's who got it. Brian Thomas, Daryl, or no, not Daryl. Brian Thomas, Moose. He low-key, CG72, Mark Swanger, Silent Ninja 0448, Deuce, Blue, Dave Wheelhauer, and Kenji Davis. All 10 of you are now Those Who Stay Will Be Champions members. Hit the refresh button. Enjoy your emojis.
Yeah, welcome to the community, boys and girls.
Hey, for sure. And that's not all. Because Ryan Hull said, oh, okay, you're gonna do that. Well, guess what? I'm gonna step up too with 5 gifted memberships. And let's see who got them. Will B, Ray's Hobbies, Jordan DAE, and I can't find the 5th. There's probably a 5th in there somewhere. I don't see it in chat though, so I don't know what's up. But there we go. Congrats to all of you. Hit that refresh button. And thank you for Ryan Hall for doing it again. Every show, Ryan's doing
dude.
stuff.
All right, and dude, on some real too, I got Ryan. We're talking in the DMs and stuff. So shout out to Ryan, man. Appreciate you, bro. Me and him are kind of coordinating something that hopefully we can bring to the table in the near future in terms of promoting former Michigan players and a group that helps with former Michigan players. We'll dig in deeper when we get to promote that, but I'm hoping to meet with the head of that organization and be able to promote it so we can assist our former Michigan Wolverine players, man. So yeah, hopefully in the near future, I'll have something for you guys, probably in February, maybe sooner. So we'll see how that turns out.
For sure. Nick is here with the $1.99, the Nick special. Any updates on Signgate? Just keeps dragging on.
So Michigan asked for the extension after the NCAA revised something. But look, here's the only thing that I feel confident in saying. Michigan has a quiet confidence about. They're aware what's in this notice of allegations. They're not concerned, boys. They just extended word manual. They're moving forward at full steam. Recruiting's very aggressive. And I know there's some people who might have what about the portal? Different animal, boys. In terms of high school recruiting, very strong. The portal, they're effective in being resourceful in the portal. We'll get into that too in the portal update. But regardless, Michigan, I've said this to you guys, I think since maybe September. Michigan feels quietly confident about the notice of allegations. They're not concerned. It's just a matter, it's all about following procedure. With the extension, I believe it's another 90 days. So we'll see. It'll come out when it comes out. It'll come out. And anyway, and let me also say this. The rumors are still cooking under Buckeye sites. Whatever, dude. Like
let them keep putting Michigan in their mouths.
Hey, the letdown is only going to be even greater the more and more delusion they spew out of their mouths. So don't worry, we'll enjoy the show. Michigan will be all right.
You know what happened last time they had Michigan in their mouths all year long? 13-10.
Yeah.
So hey, keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Yeah. You know who I don't fear, John?
What's that?
The Buckeyes, bro. Yeah, I know they're looking good. I know they're looking good in the playoffs, but I really do not fear that damn team, bro. I think, now, I know we're that's not on topic, but I mean, Texas played at least a good defensive scheme against Ohio State. They actually watched our film, unlike Tennessee. But that said, Ohio State does kind of look like the stronger team right now, but maybe Notre Dame, which is disgusting. Like just saying that is disgusting, but maybe Notre Dame will pull it out. But regardless, they come to our place next year. We'll handle business.
Yeah. Notre Dame, if they win this, would be the miracle of the decade. You know that I might go back to Catholicism. All right, like okay. No, but I think that would be amazing.
Well,
I know that they're a rival. I know.
yeah,
I know.
I hate them less.
But
I hate them less.
Ohio, like I will root for anybody out against Ohio. Okay.
If it was Michigan State, I'd root for. Oh my god, it's so disgusting to talk about. It's disgusting.
I might have to sit that one out.
Cat,
I might have to sit that out.
Let us know. And I know it's disgusting. I know it is. Who would you rather win? If it was Michigan State, although we know that would never happen because they suck. Michigan State, Ohio State. Would you rather have win the net? You know damn well it's a little brother, bro. Although it's disgusting, I know. But we're dealing with a crazy national championship anyways, right? I mean, I would rather little brother win that damn. I can't have Buckeyes winning this thing, dude. That's ridiculous.
If Ryan GT with the 5 says, if Ryan Day wins the Natty, he will finally realize his destiny and cement his legacy as the Michael Jordan of James Franklin's.
Yeah, I think there's legitimacy to that point. He is the Michael Jordan of James Franklin's. The best of the worst. The king of the losers. I mean, I think it's about right.
See, as much as I like some aspects of this new playoff system, right? I love the matchups and some of the matchups that we've never ever gotten in history that we're getting now. Some of the just diff. But here's what I don't like. I don't like the fact that a team that lost to 2 of their toughest opponents and really some of their only tough opponents in the entire season, Oregon and then Michigan, lost to both, and they still get to contend and potentially Natty.
And didn't win their conference championship.
So it
becomes even play in the conference championship.
It becomes maybe Ohio State, if they win, this becomes the new playbook. Phone it in during the season. Just make sure you get to 10 games. Phone it in. Otherwise, just phone it in. Get to 10 games. Speed past your Northwesterns. Your Rutgers. Your people like that. Sleepwalk through those. Get to your 10 wins, and then make sure you really work hard and train for the playoff. That's how it's going to be.
I don't know. I'm still a big believer that home field advantage matters and getting that bye matters. I still think there's going to be stock in the regular. I mean, I get it. I hear the argument. I do. But I just feel like teams are going to want that bye. Although I know all the teams that got a bye are 0-4 this year. So but let's also be honest, the teams they chose for those buys are the weaker teams. Right. The way the playoff committee or the way that was handled, they need to adjust that. But at the end of the day, I'm still just in observation mode. I hate they're going to 14 teams though. I don't think that's the move. 12 should be the cap, but we'll see. We'll see how next year goes. When we're in the playoffs next year, we'll have more to talk about on
that. Detroit Kyle's back. Looks like he's changed his avatar. With the 10. Thank you, buddy. Players, parents in the chat is incredible work. Yeah, Mama is. Metcalf.
That's sweet.
And it just means that word is getting around. Yeah. And I love it. And I'm guessing that means that players' families are talking to other players' families. In fact, I don't just need to guess. I'm going to ask if it's okay. You feel free to share how you found us. Ms. Metcalf, how you found us. We'd love to hear about that. If you want to share, you don't have to, but just if you want to, because it is interesting, that this is starting to happen, and it means we're doing good work here. And we're trying, we're trying to put out a really good product for you guys.
Yeah. And we're just going to keep building, man. So, keep growing, keep building. And then I also want to remind everybody too, we will be at the spring game. So looking forward to meeting a bunch of you guys. A bunch of the boys are coming. Maze Madman's coming. Johnny Olden's coming. Shout out to Johnny Olden. He's in the chat, by the way. Kinetic's going to be there. Maniac's going to be there. John's going to, as long as his work allows.
Yeah.
John doesn't have to be out of the state or the country or whatever John does. John's a busy man. As long as he has availability, he'll be here also. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah. As I do have a Las Vegas conference and nearby the Saturday that I think the spring game is going to be, but we'll see how it all shakes out.
Yeah.
But I would, if I can make it, I want to be there with you guys.
Hell yeah. It's a good team.
Jacob. Sorry, Jacob. I'm going to probably get this wrong, but Huth? Huth?
I would say Huth.
Okay.
Huth. I don't know. You'd be right. It could be Huth.
Okay. Let us know. You don't have to super chat again. Let us know. We don't want to mess it up in the future. How bad will the blowback be? If Wink stays?
How would there be blowback?
Well, no, the blowback would be if Wink goes, because we're going to have to figure out a new DC.
Yeah. No blowback. I think people would be excited if he stayed. Actually, I'm quite confident the fan base would be quite happy if he stayed. I mean, Wink Martindale locked it down, man. You know, I mean, like the way that defense was playing mid-year and on, elite. Like John said, it finished number 11 in the nation, guys. It was almost a top 10 defense, and the way that thing started.
Yeah.
No, we want Wink back. So we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out.
7-5 regular season to be 11th in the entire country.
Yeah, geez, man. 8-5.
That's ridiculous.
You know what I don't like? And this is no shot at you, John. It's all love. I keep hearing 7. We're 8-5, damn it. We're an 8-5 team. All right. We're an 8-5 team. We beat Alabama. We earned that W.
Understood. Yep. Yeah, I'm just saying, like with that, right?
With 7-5, it's like no 8-5.
No, it's 8. It's 8-5. It is 8.
We had more people sit out who you would argue are more key players than freaking Alabama, and we earned that victory. The boys showed out. 8-5.
Yeah, we did. All right, y'all. Drufus has been a member for 4 months. Who's got it better than us? And my answer is nobody.
Detective Loki also has an answer.
Where are you?
Right there.
Oh, look at that.
Coming through.
We love that type of super chat. Just like great response.
Whoa,
Detective
man.
Loki in the house. Big House Boy with the $1.99. Love the streams, guys. Keep up the good work. That means a lot.
Yeah,
it really does. We're doing our best here to just each and every week show up. You know, whether we got stuff going on, we got we're sick, whatever. We show up. The only shows I ever miss are if I literally can't talk at all, which happened around this time last year, ironically, or a conference. Otherwise, I'm here. So I really do. Yeah, we really do try to put on a good show. And even though this is a super chat, this is a member comment, and I think it's a great compliment. And I really do appreciate it. Detective Wolverine, best Michigan show or podcast.
Thank you. Means a lot, man.
Wow.
As I've shared, and we just got a major super chat coming too. But I promise you, where the show is, it's only going to get better. We will continue working at it. We will continue carrying a standard, honesty, and just giving you guys an overall excellent community to be a part of. That's another thing too. It's not just like I try and stress this. It's not just mine and John's show. It's our show. This is a community. We're all having fun together. I want this to be a place that we just freaking escape and talk some Michigan ball, man, and enjoy the ride, because Michigan, hey, the basketball season's upon us, boys, and Dusty May is doing work. So we're going to start bringing some, and this is a great time. I'll just say this right now. So Thursday, guys, we're going to do a watch along party. Myself, Block M, Pen Game. The call-in show is not going to be 8 o'clock. It's going to be 7 o'clock. So join us. We're going to do a watch along party. We're going to watch Dusty May cook, get another victory, move to 14-3. And then, we'll take calls while we do it. So we'll have a good time Thursday. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, we're just going to keep doing more, bringing more. And we just enjoy everyone being a part of it.
Let's give a shout out.
Yeah.
To Double Time Entertainment.
My man.
Who not only has just joined at our highest tier of membership, the Connor Stallions Espionage tier, which is $9.99 a month, but Double Time Entertainment has also, right after doing that, getting their badge, let's drop a 50 burger.
Hell yeah.
Go Blue and Go Lions. There you go, TJ. There you go, TJ.
Yep. Get it.
From Alabama. Hope to be home for the spring game. You boys are doing it. Love the channel. Double Time Entertainment. I appreciate that so much. And the fact that you're here and you're with us. I mean, like I said, I appreciate when people hit the like button. but that is just above and beyond, and it means
Appreciate
the
it.
world. Shows that we're doing some good stuff. We're doing some good work over here, and it's because of you. It's because of you, Double Time Entertainment. It's because of all of everybody in here.
Yeah.
And as a Connor Stallions member, I do want to mention this. As a Connor Stallions member, Double Time, you're going to get input into topics and content. So I've actually, if you go back Double Time to the channel and you go to the community page with the posts and just scroll down a little bit, there's actually a call for content and topics, and it's only for Connor Stallions members. Go do that and give a topic or something you'd like to see on our show, something that you think that you would really like to see. And you know what? We actually did a topic last week, which came from that, which was the Chip Lindsey. So,
Yep. So, appreciate it, man. Lions fan. Hey, big game Saturday, boys, 8 p.m. Let's go. I'm excited. I'm already amped for that. It's Tuesday though. I got to wait like 4 more days.
Elisha is bringing up the Penn State wide receivers. Would like any of those Penn State wide receivers that are in the portal.
Yeah, and there's another comment. There's someone asking about the mystery wide receivers, and I've held firm on where I'm at with that. So I don't know. All right, I got 3 names who I've heard, but nothing I can confirm with confidence. Okay, nothing that I've gotten from like my most trusted people that I talk with. But some names I've heard through the grapevine are the 2 Penn State wide receivers, which is Amari Evans and Harrison Wallace, right? And then the third name, and we talked about this in the group chat, John. I sent this in our little group chat we got with Maze, Madman, and everybody, is the North Dakota State wide receiver Bryce Lance. So I got word of him over the weekend, but he already said that apparently that he's not entering the transfer portal. So I don't know who this wide receiver is. Now, if anyone's asking, well, what about like how this even originated is Chris Ballas originally said there's a wide receiver. He said he doesn't know who it is either, but he's heard there's a wide receiver on a playoff team that Michigan's currently in discussions with that they're trying to land. And it's something they're talking about or working on. Isaiah Hole also confirmed that he's also heard this same exact thing. So now maybe he's heard it from Ballas. I don't know. Isaiah Hole typically walks his own lane though. He takes from he has his own sources. So I'm not so sure Ballas is a source. I don't know who it is. And I don't know who this player is. Cause like everyone I've reached out to that I would typically reach out to, I've got nothing on it. So I don't know. We'll see. We're going to find out. I'm in observation mode like the rest of you guys. We're just going to find out who that is. If it's Wingo, that'd be amazing, but I don't know. I just don't know who this mystery wide receiver is.
And I will say, I'm okay with putting this up here because I don't know. I'm just speculating. I would, if it was Wingo, obviously Wingo was somebody that Michigan recruited, somebody that Michigan had as a prime wide receiver target back in the day. If they, look, that would be wild. I do think that me personally, I think that Wingo will probably stay at Texas, and the reason is because it's about to be Arch Manning season at Texas, and he was actually I believe Wingo was a starting wide receiver in the playoff game the other day, and so I think if he continues to get those opportunities at a school like Texas with Sark as the OC, it's going to be tough to bring him to Michigan. But hey, that would be dream come true. So anything's possible. Ryan Hall with the 5. Ohio's highest passing attempts for Michigan and Texas tied at 33. Ohio's saying they didn't throw the ball against Michigan is wrong.
Yeah. Oh, I do. That argument ticks me off. Like all they said was, well, Michigan or Ohio State's game plan. Ryan Day had a terrible game. Okay, look, do we agree running up the A gap at Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant is a dumb decision? It is. Do we agree that you trying out physical Michigan is stupidity? Yeah, we all do, plus Lou Holtz. We all think that's retarded. Pardon my language. All right, like just a ridiculous game plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's not act like Ohio State did not air the ball out. Let's not act like they did not throw the ball 33 times, because they did. Like, it's not like the reality is Michigan did exactly what Texas copied what Michigan did. You bracket coverage Jeremiah Smith, and you maintain your zone coverage, and you apply pressure. As long as you can apply pressure with 4, and sometimes you send the 5th guy, and you throw that quarterback, off platform, make him uncomfortable, or you crack him like Makari Page did, he's going to have a bad day. So, the reality is Michigan just had an excellent game plan, and we all know this. And I know, and our boy Matt Miller, who does our Texas channel, he's in the chat. Matt Miller knows this as well as anybody. Ohio, and Matt Miller had a post about this during the game. Ohio State can never give their opponent credit for anything that happens to Ohio State. It's always Ohio State does it to themselves. Ohio State beats themselves. It's not Michigan. It's not anybody else, but that's bullshit. We all know that. So it is what it is. We got to deal with it. Matt Miller finally got a little taste of that in the Texas-Ohio State playoff game.
Oof.
But I mean, listen, man, our defensive, again, Wink showed out, man. And the boys showed out, and that defense was playing excellent. Elite. Literally elite. National championship caliber defense by the end of the year. Would have loved to have seen if we could have just had it. And now it's a new year, so we got to move on. But it would have been nice to have a quarterback last season that we could depend on. But it is what it is. We're going to move forward.
And this might be this person's first ever comment. I haven't seen this person, Alejandro C. De Baca, who says, "Bro, even Urban Meyer, even Michigan's sworn enemy, Mr. I named my pub, the 7-0." Whatever the 7-0 Urban Meyer 7-0 Steakhouse.
Yeah, that was a first down though.
Yeah, that's true. JT was
first
short.
Down. That was not a first down. My bad. Not a first down.
JT was short, but even Urban Meyer did an analysis crediting Michigan for the win because he actually does know football, and what you saw was Wink Martindale. When it comes to X's and O's anyway. And Wink Martindale, he mostly just had 4 up front. He wasn't loaded. He was trying his best to bring the secondary back, the safeties back to cover those wide receivers. So while yes, there were a few plays where Ryan Day should not have run the ball. It wasn't the whole game. What he did was a response to the fact that the receivers were being covered, and the fact that Will Howard was being threatened, and Michigan was just imposing their will on defense. That's what was happening. And so, it was. Did Ryan Day make some mistakes? Did third base shit the bed a few times? Yeah. But I think this was just as much Wink Martindale's defensive game plan.
It was fully Wink. No, it was Wink Martindale's game plan.
No, Wink Martindale's game plan, and
the boys coming to play.
Yeah, Kalel Mullings as well. And
I think, in my opinion, we dictated that game. It was not Ohio State. We controlled that game, both in the trenches and then with the scheme. They did it, man. So whatever. Listen, we have all off season to analyze that game, and we will.
We will.
But yeah, listen, Buckeyes. Hopefully you have a hard L against Notre Dame.
Elisha, leave it to Michigan to get an elite QB and then power 2 level wide receivers. Well, Elisha, don't forget. I know that is funny, but don't forget that Andrew Marsh exists. Yep. I understand he wasn't in this latest crop of. There's a couple of nice. Yeah, there are a couple of really good. Donovan McCauley from Indiana.
He was up for Big Ten, all Big Ten wide receiver, I believe, a year ago. So, listen, it's not done. Let's see what this. Right. Let's see how they close it. Let's see if they land any of these other wide receivers, and let's also see if the spring portal has any fruit. We'll see. We'll draw final conclusions on the roster after the spring. What I will do is we'll do something. Maybe I'll do a separate video, or maybe next week's topic will be analysis heading into 2025 on the roster, but we'll definitely do it after the spring portal closes.
Yeah, maybe I'll fill out my roster soon and we'll compare and we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Like we did last year. We did that in March?
Yeah. Yeah. Way too early roster predictions coming soon. Yeah. And so we already mentioned that. Wingo would be a dream. I doubt it's him. Jacob with another. This is a super sticker.
Thank you, brother.
Just contributed $4.99. Thank you so much. Go blue. Elisha, at this point, we should have just kept Tyler Morris. I don't think we had a choice in the matter. I think he decided to leave. I don't think we were.
I don't know. I mean, it's the Fred Moore show. It's the. We're going to, hey, listen, Donovan McCoy, Samaj Morgan, Anthony Simpson are going to battle out at the Y. At the Z position, it's going to be the Fred Moore, Andrew Marsh, Channing Goodwin battle. And then where's Kendrick Bell fit in? Is Kendrick Bell going to take that leap? He might. Somebody might take that leap this offseason. We got to hope, right? It's possible, too. It does happen. But, I mean, where I'm confident is we got Donovan McCoy. I think Andrew Marsh was going to see the field anyways, and I think he is a dog. So, I know he's a dog. He's going to be a guy, guys. Like, it's just how quickly is he a guy? That's the question. And then it just comes down to, does Samaj Morgan or Anthony Simpson take the torch at the Y? And then what happens at, who wins the Z? Because we know McCoy's X. We know that. That's his spot. We know
that. Malachi has just become a Those Who Stay Will Be Champions member.
Man.
So
Thank you, Malachi.
Just signed up to be a mod and also YouTube member.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate that. And Kinetic is here as well. Somewhere I saw him earlier. Kinetic is the other one who just has stepped up and raised his hand and said, I'm gonna be a moderator here. I'm applying and we're doing the damn thing. So we appreciate both of you for stepping up and helping us out, because with this thing getting thousands of viewers, it's tough to sometimes keep the chat in line. We only have 3 rules, but sometimes gotta keep things in line. And so Malachi and Kinetic both stepping up. Elisha, if OSU wins the Natty, this offseason meat riding from the media is going to be historical. Yeah, it's the meat riding for OSU is always here, but it's going to be up a notch.
Yeah, but you know what? It hasn't happened yet. I'm not going to worry about it. Not even going to be on my mind. Plus, we'll be all right, man. I mean, we got 4 in a row. They're coming to our house next year. They're losing a lot this offseason. We'll be all right. Thank you,
Richard Bryant, best show on Michigan football, period. That means the world to us, Richard. Thank you for saying that. Ryan Hall with 5 more gifted memberships. Let's see who's got them. We've got
the community's coming through tonight, man.
Paul Moonbear, Frank Archie, Matt Miller, Mr. Bombastic with 2 M's, and Jason Bode. So congrats to all of you on being Those Who Stay Will Be Champions members for 30 days. Try it out. See if you like it. If you like it, then become a member yourself for month 2 and hit the refresh button so you can see your new emojis that you get to play with. So thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, welcome to the community. Also, I just want to give a shout out to Beats and Treats, one of our boys. Hey, guess who still owes me money, Beats and Treats? Garrison. Hey, everybody. Hey, let Garrison know he still owes me money. Tell him to pay me.
And speaking of this, all of y'all who just became members, you are all welcome, because anybody who's at least Those Who Stay tier are invited to our members-only stream on the 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So our members-only streams are every third Monday of the month. It just so happens that it's Martin Luther King. But what that means is that a lot of people will have been off work, so they'll be refreshed. They'll be ready for some ball talk. And so next members only stream coming up in less than a week. It really does come really quickly.
And then we got the Avengers hangout as well. Yeah, we got a lot of shows, man. It's good. A lot
of shows. And 2 a week that we give you guys free of charge. No membership needed. So there you go. Jacob, another $4.99. We appreciate you, Jacob. Did anyone not name Nate Marshall tear it up at the All-American Under Armour game?
So Nate Marshall showed out, made a lot of plays, and that's actually something I was thinking about. All right, how do you we look at the Michigan, or we look at the wide receiver situation at Michigan, but then if you look at the reality, and we're going to talk about Ty Haywood soon. We haven't even talked about recruiting. We're going to get to recruiting and portal just a minute. Michigan truly is building at the trenches, and when you look at what Nate Marshall did, and you realize, okay, he's going to be your rush end. your rush end on the defense, and then you have a Babaloa and you have a Ty Haywood, right? You have these monsters, these cornerstone players you build this defense around, along with other players you supplement with. Yeah, I mean, Michigan is building from their blueprint, their identity, and they are getting elite guys at critical positions. I know wide receiver is still like a position that we have a lot of desire to be had, but there's a lot to be desired at that position. But even so, I think Michigan's still building the right way, and I expect with Michigan's recruiting, we'll talk about this more in the recruiting update. So I guess I'll just kind of close it here, but I kind of expect success to continue the way they're approaching things. Is it perfect? No, but there's a lot of positive and good that's coming from it.
Bean is pointing
Oh
out.
shoot, is it? Wait, is the Natty the 20th?
So the members only stream is during the Natty. So we do.
You want to do that still?
We do have the opportunity.
You want to do a watch along?
Do a watch along.
F it, do a watch along. I'm down. Let's go.
And the best part is well, I won't say it on air, but we'll be able to show some things that we normally aren't allowed to show when we're on public. So we can do that.
Right? And other things. Yeah.
Yeah. So this could be fun. So join us.
Oh, I got an idea now. Okay.
Nick with
stream the damn game, really.
Nick with the 10. Y'all should interview Ryan Day's wife and ask her what it's like being the man of the house.
Woof.
Since she's the closest thing to one in that household. All right, we'll keep it there.
I'm sure it's big pants to fill, bro.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah. Nick comes in hot with some of these things.
Listen, we got savages in the community, bro.
So we do, as always, come to you with some portal and recruiting updates. So TJ's got some updates for some of these guys here. Offensive tackles, a cornerback, and an edge.
Yeah, so as you guys know, the portal's starting to dwindle down. A lot of players have gone. A lot of players have been off the market. That's just kind of where we are. But there are some players still on the market for Michigan. Shaez Pete, the #1 offensive tackle in the portal, left tackle, 6'8", 330-pound monster, molar, smash mouth football, perfectly fits Michigan. To me, this is a must get. You get this player. It's between us and Nebraska currently. Michigan is trying to land him. They're working very hard. It's between us and Nebraska. We'll see how this concludes. No, I don't have anyone who's currently leading the race right now. But if we were to add Shaez Pete, this would be a significant upgrade to the offensive line and would really lock down that left tackle position for Michigan for next season, which we need. And it would also just strengthen the offensive line as a whole. And if you have Andrew Sprague, the other 6'8" monster at your right tackle, and you got Shaez Pete, the other, another 6'8" monster at your left tackle, you have your bookend tackles holding the damn forward down. And then you could figure out, obviously, Crippen will be center. Are they going to move Al Hadi to his natural position of left guard? Like, it's going to be interesting to see how they move the puzzle pieces, but it's definitely, in my opinion, a must get to land this guy. Pro football focus wise, he grades out extremely well. This dude he's nasty. Brad, if you're a fan of the Lions, he uses a term with his offensive lineman, Christian Mahogany, as a player the Lions drafted, dirtbag. Shaez Pete's a dirtbag, and that's good. You want dirtbags. You want your offensive lineman to be dirtbags. So he's one of those dudes. So hopefully Michigan can do it and land him. The next player we'll hit on, and this is a very interesting recruitment, John. Thaddeus Dixon. This is the corner from Washington. It's between Michigan, Ole Miss, and Washington. The reason why this is unique is because he was supposed to visit Sunday, and nobody can confirm this. Even our own, so for those who don't know, we have a national recruiting analyst in our network, Leanne Herring. She really focuses a lot on the South, but she's branching more into the Northern and the Eastern recruits as well. She has been in contact with Thaddeus Dixon, and she's also, her main team of coverage is Ole Miss. And they're a part of this recruitment. She even cannot get it confirmed if he has or has not come Sunday. So there's and everybody from 247, like nobody has this information. So in my opinion, we're going to play an assumption game here. I don't think he came, but then again, Michigan's on some Fort Knox stuff. But also if you do connect the dots, and we didn't even talk about it, John. So I guess we'll kind of touch on it right now.
Sure.
Michigan did just add Caleb Anderson, the cornerback from Louisiana. We should have hit on that probably earlier in the show, but as well as Anthony Simpson, the former cornerback who played with Lamar Morgan, who was the defensive coordinator at the Raging Cajuns for the Raging Cajuns. So, in my opinion, if they're closing on Caleb Anderson, although potentially it's a depth move, I feel this has got to be trending another direction. We'll see though. It's not closed and there hasn't been an update, but no news you would typically think is bad news. But the way Michigan's operating, I'll tell you guys right now, and I think everyone kind of knows this, the portal situation. And I even know EJ Holland kind of talked about this. Information's tight. It's just they're like Anthony Simpson and Caleb Anderson. No one had them on the radar, man. Like they were on nobody's radar.
Right.
So it's just, that's kind of how Michigan's operating right now with the portal. So, you just never know. But right now, to me, it feels like Thaddeus Dixon's trending elsewhere. And it appears if we landed Caleb Anderson, if I connect the dots, the writing on the wall, I'm feeling like this is also not going to trend in Michigan's favor. But that's okay because like we talked about before, John, Zeke Berry, Jair Hill, they'll man down the corners. They did an excellent job to close the year.
Yep.
I feel confident about that. And there's good depth in that room now. There's good depth in that room. So, and plus Lamar Morgan, who's again done an excellent job for us developing guys and getting guys ready. So we'll be okay.
Yeah, he really has done
on.
that. And they've the cornerbacks that he's had, it's not just Will Johnson who balled out, right? Will Johnson went down and it's like we didn't skip a beat. Continued to have like an interception a game and continued to do really well in the secondary. So whoever it winds up being, I think it'll as long as Lamar is still in that role, I think we'll be all right.
Shout out to my boy Jeff, who I believe is working right now, works in a Ford plant. So shout out to you, man. The next one we'll talk about is Ty Haywood, man.
Yes.
And,
as you can see here, so Bryce Underwood, I literally just grabbed this from Instagram. So excuse the 101 graphic approach here, but Bryce Underwood in his Instagram story 5-6 hours ago has reshared the Ty Haywood decommitting from Alabama news. How about that?
Yeah. And, if you've been watching us for a while, you would know this has been a major serious recruitment for Michigan. Michigan has been on Ty Haywood. And if you've also been watching us, you would know, because I've shared this with you very early, this is a Queen Joe Lynn recruitment. Mm-hmm. And we have some individuals, no names, who want to take shots at the Queen because we're not landing every player. But please understand, they're selectively identifying players that they want to build in terms of cornerstone players that they want to build around. And she's not Phil Knight, but when she is involved, she gets the job done. Okay. And, from my understanding, and I've felt this way for a while now, if you watched our show, you know this, Ty Haywood is a heavy lean to Michigan. I'm 80% confident he's coming to Michigan. Moose is also 80% confident he's coming to Michigan. This weekend, I know that Michigan's going to try and close. I know this. So Michigan's going to work to close this weekend. We just saw he just decommitted from Alabama. That's what the post was about. You have Bryce Underwood recruiting him. You have Sean McGee and co. Okay, the closer, Sean McGee, the closer. When Sean McGee comes visit you, it's closing time, right?
Yep.
They visited Grant Newsome, who came from Hawaii, by the way, which we're going to talk about another player who he visited in Hawaii. Grant Newsome, Sharon Moore, and Sean McGee visited Ty Haywood last week in Texas. Okay. And then who's coming this weekend? Who is visiting this weekend? Ty Haywood. And then let's look at this big picture. You got Andrew Babaloa left tackle. You got Ty Haywood, who is projected right tackle, potentially right guard. And then your future offensive line with an Andrew Sprague at right tackle, Ty Haywood at right guard. You have monsters. These are monsters. Like Haywood is he plays with mean intentions. We would label him up with a dirtbag, bro, like in a good sense. So yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited to see if Michigan can close here. I feel confident they will. This is a major addition, as we also talked about on the show. You land Ty Haywood. You land this next player we're going to talk about, Zaire Mathis, who's going to be visiting the 25th of January. You have the number 6 class in the nation. Okay, you are on the borderline of a top 5 class, and that's amazing considering things really ramped up towards the end of September. Michigan's done work, boys. Like, I know there's frustration on the portal. I do know, and we have not landed all of our top targets. At the same time, though, Michigan's looking to build a long-term sustainable winner, and you do that through recruiting, just like a professional team does it through the draft. The same, and Sean McGee comes from a professional background, Chicago Bears. He came from the NFL. That's his approach, and they have slots for portals. They don't want to overspend. They want to use their money efficiently. This is kind of where we are. So we need to look at this like a true build, and you can kind of see the pieces come to fruition. 2026 class, which we're going to talk about, but I'll hit on Zaire Mathis real quick. But 2026 class, which we will talk about next, you'll see that. You'll see that, the direction, in my opinion, 2026 is going to be better than 2025. Now, you're not going to have a Bryce Underwood landing. I mean, that we're talking about a generational talent, but you are going to have a strong class that's only going to build on 2025. And I feel confident in saying that I believe Michigan is literally building for another national championship contention, but like not like next year. Like, it's not 2025 national champ. They're building, though. It's building, it's growing. And I'm very excited, but we'll talk about Zaire Mathis. So Zaire Mathis is going to be visiting, like I mentioned, January 25th. This is the edge of the former Ohio State commit. I have said for a while that I feel good about Michigan's position here. Now, listen, they are going to be battling some big dogs. Oregon, Florida State, Florida. Okay, these are players. But at the end of the day, I feel he likes the program at Michigan. Although, you know what? Now that I have not actually calculated this until now, the Wink Martindale situation might be a roadblock. Now that I think about it, I have not truly analyzed that until right now on air.
Right.
But
I mean, this happened today, so it's not like
I haven't quite thought about that one, but potentially it is. But here's the good news: he's coming the 25th. We'll see. But I'll tell you this: damn well other programs are going to negatively recruit that. Damn well they will. So we'll just have to see how that shakes out, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, it would be very nice to pick him off from Ohio State. I believe Florida State is another one that he's been looking at. So Florida State just had a really terrible season. So I know Michigan didn't have a perfect season, but they had a strong end to the season. Florida State, decided to keep their coach despite going 3 wins. So not very good there, but we'll watch this space. We do have some recruiting updates, and we start with Savion Hyder, who is the number 1 running back in the 2026 class. And what do we know on that one now?
Yeah, so these names here I wanted to bring to the table because we are now in 2025, guys, and it is officially 2026 class season. And I want you guys to start. What I want to do is start bringing names to you guys to get familiar with who I believe Michigan is in a good position with. I'm not just going to bring names to waste time. We're going to talk about people that Michigan's literally either trending with or currently in a very good position with. So we all know, we've talked about this Savion Hyder, number 1 running back in the nation. Michigan's the leader right now. Michigan is the pole position player for Savion Hyder. Now, the thing is, it's early in the year. So he's going to take, where it is, he wants to take some official visits. We'll see. We'll see what comes of it. I do know Michigan is going to try and push for commitment. But, like a lot of these kids, they do want to go through the process a little bit before they make a decision. It could be one of those things where you see, I would say, like a midsummer or earlier commitment from a Savion Hyder, something along those lines. But if they can pull it off sooner, they can. But I just want to, again, get people familiar with these names because we're going to be talking about these names every week going forward as the portal closes and as 2026 really starts heating up and visits start picking up as well. The next running back we're going to talk about is Javion Osborne. This is the number 5 running back in the nation. He's currently, he is from Texas. Michigan also, by all accounts, is in the lead. And Javion Osborne and Savion Hyder are in discussions about truly being a duo, a Sonic and Knuckles, 1-2 punch for Michigan, and being the next in line in that running back room that we have produced all these very good running backs who have made it to the NFL. being the next torch carriers for Michigan in the future. So these are names that we need to be paying attention to. Currently, Michigan's leading for both. CJ Sadler, who is a personal favorite for me.
Real quick on the running backs. So Tony Alford has made his mark this past year, right? Comes in from Ohio State. Ohio State, they say, oh, he's not, we didn't want him. It's fine. We'll be fine. Well, Michigan beat Ohio State with Tony Alford's running back coaching playing a role, especially with Kalel Mullings. What Tony Alford has done with Kalel Mullings, what he did, is remarkable. And we saw his coaching continue with the Jordan Marshall bowl game. And even though Jordan Marshall had a lot of natural talent that he put on film, Tony Alford's coaching led him to that starting position, and I think he managed the running backs well. And he stepped right up to be the starting running back without skipping a beat. And so I think that both of these guys, Hyder and Osborne, see that. They see that a freshman came in year one. Yeah, it was in the bowl game, but still, he did have some reps before the bowl game. But he comes into the bowl game and crushes it. And I think that you got to look at that if you're a running back recruit.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and also look, we run a power, a power spread offense. We focus the running back. I mean, listen, we are very appealing to a running back. Ask Justice Haynes, okay? Then we got CJ Sadler, the wide receiver out of Cass Tech, Y-type. This kid's electric. This kid's a playmaker. I fully anticipate one day he'll be in the NFL. He's a special player, guys. Currently ranked number 73 in the nation for the 26th class. Must get CJ Sadler. Now, good news. Friends with Bryce Underwood, part of the Sound Mind, Sound Body camp, or the whole organization. So Michigan's in a good position, but we got to close there. Ron Bellany do the damn thing. The next player I want to talk about, and shout out to Keoki, Malachi Lee. Okay, offensive tackle. He's already 6'6", 318. 6'6", 318.
Look out.
He's the monster out of Hawaii, man. And Newsom just visited him a week ago. He went out, visited him. By all accounts, Michigan is in a good position right now. Things are trending very well for Michigan. To me, Malachi Lee is one of my early favorites in the 2026 class. I really like what I see out of him. Let's see if they can close. Let's see how quickly they can close too, because I know Michigan's going to want to start getting momentum for the 2026 class. It's going to be very big, especially, I believe the dead period's February. So if you can get momentum now, that's great, but definitely in March, you want to start building momentum. And then the next player we'll talk about is Gregory Patrick, who is the 6'4", 275-pound tackle out of Portage, Michigan, hometown kid. Currently ranked number 146 in the nation. Malachi Lee, by the way, is ranked 138 in the nation. So again, these are all top players, blue chip, highly ranked players. Plus, it's early, and I know there's probably someone watching. Listen, these rankings are going to adjust about 7 times before and you're right. But as it currently stands, that's where they're ranked. And then the next player I want to talk about is Matt Ludwig, the Montana monster this is your Colston Lovin 2.0, boys. So he's currently out. This is one of your diamonds in the rough in one of those states where it doesn't get a lot of attention, but there's this freak athlete who catches Michigan's attention, and this is the one for this cycle. It's Matt Ludwig out of Montana. He's 6'4", 230 pounds already as a junior. So yeah, he's a player we really need to be paying attention to. I think Michigan's in a good position for him. I know they're pushing hard there. They want him. So we'll see what Michigan can do. And then, John, before we move on to one of our favorite individuals, Trey Taylor, do you got anything on that?
No. I anytime you say the next Colston Loveland, I think that's always exciting because he's, I think Michigan's tight ends, they do a great job of receiving, of blocking, of doing anything that's asked of them. And they've done it year after year. And so, what I've heard early on looks promising. Moose also says, I like our chances.
Yeah, and then so here we go, boys.
Here we go. Friend of the program.
And honestly,
Trey Taylor.
Good dude. I've talked with Trey, and he's legit, man. And we also interact on social media as well. And I'll tell you right now, big fan of him. Trey Taylor just visited again for like visit number 25. No hyperbolic, like nothing, no bullshit. The kid's literally been here like 25 times. He came again this weekend while the coaches were away, by the way, guys. The coaches were away. The coaches were visiting other players. He came again. That's how much he loves Michigan. So to me, and I don't even think it's really a secret. I think it's an open secret. I think Michigan wants him to be the QB for 2027. He's QB1. Trey Taylor out of Illinois, visited again. And he'll probably visit again because he hasn't met Chip. I don't think he's met Chip Lindsey yet. I could be wrong. I might be inaccurate, but I don't believe. What I do know is this: Chip Lindsey at North Carolina did recruit him, so he is familiar with Chip Lindsey. He does have a relationship already with him, but I'm not quite sure Chip Lindsey was here when he came and visited. I'm not quite sure on that. But what I do know is he'll be back. And one thing we will try to do is we will try to get Trey Taylor again this offseason for a player interview. And get an update on him and see what's going on. But
it looks like Lindsay visited him at his high school last week.
Okay, so he visited him at his high school. Okay. But yeah, so when he was in town last week or whatever, Trey just came up, just wanted to see everything, I guess. A lot of coaches were gone. So shout out to Trey Taylor, man. So that is the name we will continually keep bringing to you because it does appear that he's the 2027 QB1, because what I'm interested in seeing, John, and something that's going to be a discussion this year, who wants to come in after Bryce Underwood for 2026? Brady Hart was that guy. He reclassified, went to Texas A&M, rest is history.
Yeah.
Who is going to be 2026 QB following Bryce Underwood? 2027, there's a clearer path, right? So that makes a lot of sense. So I do anticipate currently as it stands, Trey Taylor to be that guy. We'll find out if it is. If it is, that's wonderful because I'm going to tell you right now, and anyone who watched, and if you want to watch our interview with Trey Taylor, I'm going to tell you, you're going to see the kid is being raised correctly, athletically, personally, all that, academically, everything. So like he's another, he's a Michigan man, dude. Like he fits what you would expect Michigan to go after. He's just an excellent kid. So we're excited about it. So that's where we are for the recruiting roundup. We'll have more for you guys next week. Portal's dwindling down, so we'll start focusing on 2026 class.
Absolutely. Detroit Kyle is back with the 20 burger. QBs can make wide receiver careers. I'm not trying to mitigate the wide receiver recruiting portal, but let's relax. Bryce has some guys he can make a name for. I have no doubt in my mind Bryce can make this room look nuts. Buy in now, trust. Yeah. Well, I get it. Detroit Kyle. I get where you're coming from. I will say I do think that there are guys. I do think that even the receivers from this past year will look better when they have a real quarterback that's throwing them the ball. No offense, obviously intended to the quarterbacks of this year, but let's be honest. Bryce Underwood, or even Mikey Keene are a tremendous step up over what we saw this year. So even Samaj Morgan, and I'm still on Fred Moore. I think he's going to do some things next year. And so you add in Marsh, you add in McCauley, you start to see the path.
And you add in Chip Lindsey, an offensive coordinator.
Chip Lindsey. Mm-hmm.
That matters. So, look, I think the room will be better just by osmosis. Just by a quarterback, a true quarterback, a real quarterback, and an offensive coordinator. So, I don't disagree. The question for me, the offensive line's got the fact that Lawrence Hattar is not joining us until summer now is interesting to me. And I'll tell you, we land shy as Pete. Yo, that's fire. That's strong. So we'll see. Listen, there's still, we're in the middle of a movie. It's too soon to draw conclusions yet, so we'll see how it shakes out. We'll find out. But I think Michigan's it should be very competitive next year.
All right. Jacob wants to ask a little bit about the secret sauce. So it looks like every one of y'all, and Jacob is putting you, TJ, in the crowd with Ballas, Webb, Holland, and I'm guessing you mean Isaiah Hole. Have insiders, and I need to know who they are. TJ, let's start with you. Well, I'm just gonna say for you, we don't do that. So I appreciate the super chat, but you can go, TJ, you can go into like generalities, of course, but I do want to be very clear that we're never gonna like reveal the people that are telling us things, and that's both of us that people are telling things to. So just let us know that. But then TJ, I'll let you go from here.
So here's what's interesting about all right, just let's make this very clear.
Yeah.
Ballas, Webb, and Howland have way more than we do. Okay. And Hole, probably. I mean, we are just fortunate to have, well, I'm fortunate to know someone who's tapped in pretty well. That's how I got the Underwood stuff and some of the other things. And I will not reveal who that is, obviously. But on top of that, though, we get like, we've been fortunate. Like, for example, I'll give an example. Remember like the NIL stuff with passes. We got let in on that early. We had people reach out to us, essentially breaking down the entire strategy for that, as well as the game plan for 2026, and quite honestly, guys, the portal, but that didn't quite come to fruition. So, but we shared with you guys what we got, and then we do get occasional information from, like, you'd be amazed on the things that people want to share. Like I have people like no names, and they're actually watching us right now. No names. Me and John received a pretty interesting email the other day from probably and I'm going to use Sam Webb's Sam Webb's words here, arguably the most impeccable source you could possibly have on this information. We got an email that was directly from that individual, and they shared it with us and told us not to. So we can't say anything, but it's that type of stuff. So like, people are generous enough to share things with us. Plus, we do talk to some recruits, and we do talk to the occasional player, and every now and then family members, as you guys see. There's no connections with Metcalf or anything like that, but like occasionally, conversations happen. And then now we have former players as well. Like, we talk with some of them as well. And also, we've been fortunate enough to talk to some boosters who've shared some things with us as well. So like on our end, our show, it's really like a large net. And we just, and quite honestly too, and in full transparency, guys, I got people feeding me things, and I'm like, I can't trust them. Yeah. Like, I even told you guys, I think it was an offensive coordinator situation. I had a new source give me some information, and I told you guys, like, I just don't know if I can trust it. I don't like, so it's one of those things too, where like sometimes you hear things and you're not sure if it's a trustworthy source yet. So that's kind of how we operate. Now, when it comes to like Sam Webb, let's just be honest and call it like it is. No one's more tapped into Sam Webb. Sam Webb's got the agents, the university, the coach. He's got everything. Like, he's dialed in. He's the most tapped in the game. Ballas does work, and EJ Howland's arguably the biggest grinder in the game. And Isaiah Hole has his own insiders. Like, and one of the things that makes Sam Webb really unique right now is he's got the agent connections right now. So he's on top of all the portal stuff. So like, yeah. So if you want to know who like the sources are, like, here's another thing too about like insiders and sources. Some of the insiders have better connections with some of the coaches than others. So they'll get greater intel by specific position coaches, or maybe even the head man himself, like a Sam Webb does, and maybe even a Ballas too. I don't know his connection with that either. But like, the point being is, and like, here's the thing too, like the term insider, like I straight, like, look, boys, I've always kept it very honest with you. I am an analyst for the Voice of College Football, and I cover Michigan. If I get information, I share it. I've always said to you guys, I don't put myself on the tier of a Webb or a Howland. Like, I think those two are really, and I know some people don't like Howland. I get it. He works hard though. No one can deny that. He works hard, and sometimes he's right. Sometimes he's wrong. That's just part of the game. No one bats 1,000 though. That's facts. Not even Sam Webb. Is what it is, right? So, it is what it is. At the end of the day, we walk our own path, and we just try to give you guys the best show we possibly can. And my goal is, one thing I am trying to do though, is I'm trying to build stronger relationships and be able to, when I can share things, be able to share more. That's my goal. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we don't call ourselves insiders. But I call myself a fan that's become an analyst that's that talks to some people. And it's been awesome, like, over these last few years, like, building these relationships with players and with family, and you just occasionally you get thrown something, but you can't share it, and you really want to, because there's been some stuff that, holy shit, I wish we could, but you can't. So
And what's interesting too about being a part of our network as well too is you have different people who cover different teams and they have different connections. So like for example, I actually the Washington State offensive tackle, I got fed some very interesting information in terms of, I'll just say this because I can't divulge too much, but like I was essentially told Michigan dodged a bullet. Okay, in terms of agent, in terms of things that have happened in the locker room. So that's as far as I can go with that. But like the point being is like occasionally you get legitimate, and this dude's legitimate. He covers the team, like, you know, so like just being in this network that we're in, we have individuals who have sources or have connections to their various things. And then also we've added, like I mentioned before, we got Leanne Herring, who's now a part of our network. She is well sourced in the South in terms of coaches, players. So like we get little tidbits from her every now and then. She was at the All-American game, but we weren't able to get any interviews, unfortunately. So, well, you know, we're going to keep, like I told you guys, we're going to keep trying to build and grow this channel. And we'll always try and give you the best content we possibly can.
We will. That is something that'll never change. And we'll always keep it 100. Because the other thing that we agreed early on was that no matter what happened, no matter how tapped in or whatever we got, we agreed that we were always going to keep it honest. We were always going to keep it 100. And so we're not going to blow smoke. If we see issues, we're going to call them out. Some people don't like that. And my response is, you know, if you want all positivity all the time, we're not the place for you. What we're going to give you is positivity when it's deserved. And we're going to give you critiques when it's deserved or when we feel it's deserved. And, you know, we're not going to agree all the time. TJ and I don't agree all the time. We're not agree all the time in chat. It is what it is, right? So that's just how we're going to keep it. Donald, so there's a question from Nate Mogg with the $1.99.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Donald Tabron?
Yeah, so this is the 2028 kid, Cass Tech, I believe.
Yeah, Cass Tech.
So CJ Sadler, also Cass Tech. I don't have a lot on him because he's 2028, and I don't even know where Michigan stands with him yet either. So I'm quite honestly, and I've said this. It's funny because I've said this to like our community a few times. I don't even like going a class ahead because it's so far away. The only time I'll do it is quarterback. So Trey Taylor, for example. But even like 2 years ahead, I just can't even. It's just too much. Like it's so fluid, man. Like things change so quick. Players rise, fall, drop. Teams lose interest. Coaches change. It's a mess. It's too much to even wrap my mind around. So I focus on so right now I'm focusing on 2026. I'll dabble in 2027 if it's like a 5-star or a quarterback. But outside of that, I've not explored in 2028 yet.
And we will get there, and we'll probably start just like with what we did with Trey Taylor. We'll start with quarterback. I will say that
if he starts making visits and Michigan starts showing more interest, we'll cover that. You know.
Yeah. Obviously, Detroit, Cass Tech, 6'2", according to 247, which that's not bad. And you know, probably still some evolving to go there and growing to go there. So
I'm sure he'll probably go another inch.
Yeah. So it's not done. And so that's it. I'm excited for that. And when we get to that point where we're going to start covering him, I'll let you know. GT, I'm a very trustworthy source. I just have no information. GT, we love you, man. You are awesome. You know you're awesome and one of the best contributors and always here. And just thank you so much for everything.
Hey, I trust GT.
I trust him. Absolutely trust him. Ryan Hall with the 20 burger. The best thing about the show is that you guys are real with the people and connect with the people. Yeah, I feel like the people is so like, you know, it's our community, all of us. It's our community, you know, and we're all talking together. And some of the conversations that we have with members of that are here have led to really awesome things like Moose, what he's done behind the scenes. I mean, incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I had it down here. Bo, Like, I mean, just yeah, I mean, like the people, like, all right. So to me, that's important. Like, I think building like something like when I joined this show with John, I told John, I want us to build a community and a channel that we all can like ride or die with this team, man. Like, we're all going through it. Like, if the team's like, like anyone who follows me on social media, you know, we're going through it. You know, we're watching these games on Saturday, we're pulling our hair out, stressing out, you know, but you know, that's what it's about. You know, like we can all enjoy, you know, the ups and downs, the twists and turns of Michigan together. And that's the whole point of this. And like on top of that, you know, I've had a lot of people tell me like they can't, you know, I've had individuals tell me like they don't have people that they can talk ball with like this. Like they don't have like maybe their friends aren't into it or their family's not as much into it. Like this is obviously what it's like. We all talk ball. We love this team. I mean, it's like I said, it's January 14th in the off season. We got almost 400 people watching us on YouTube right now. And like the point being is that's my goal, is to continue strengthening, building this community, and also, you know, building more relationships with you guys. Like I was mentioning with Bo, like, dude, Bo, he sent me these blankets his family makes, and they're freaking insane, bro. Like they're amazing. You know, like I should have brought one down. I got them upstairs, and I'm eventually when his because they sold out through Christmas. Eventually, when they get a new inventory, and I'm going to promote the hell out of that because they're legit, man. And I just want to promote legit things to the community. And I just greatly appreciate him sending that to me because he didn't have to. But it's just stuff like that. Or then like, you know, the spring game. You know, like I cannot wait to meet you guys. You know, I can't wait to meet individuals and do the damn thing. So, you know, we'll fun. And that's what it's about. We will continue building, growing this community. And I hope you guys enjoy it as much as we do.
Facts. Jared Bull has, not to be outdone, Jared Bull's throwing the 20 burger. And he's saying EJ Holland is my idol. Hey,
do not tell EJ Holland hater that EJ Holland's your idol.
Yeah, that Twitter account.
Listen,
yeah.
I'll say this, and John, I don't know if you got a take on it too, but you know, personally, I respect EJ Holland. Now, I understand the criticism that people have for EJ Holland, but the reason why I respect EJ is because I know he works his ass off. Now, don't get me wrong, I know he's an instigator. I know he you know, he'll stick a stick in the hornet's nest. I know he will, but and you know, he even says himself, that's kind of his nature. But like at the same time, look, I respect Isaiah Hole. I respect Sam Webb. I respect like they all put in work, man. And in their own unique ways too. Like we all know Sam Webb doesn't sleep. Anyone who follows, he don't sleep. He literally talks about how he's up till 1 or 2 in the morning, wakes up at 5 a.m. Like, and then EJ Holland's constantly on the road with his own money. And then Isaiah Hole does his own thing as well, you know. So like, and then I also have respect for Chris Ballas. But like at the end of the day, you know, like there's the site wars, right? And we just observe those. I actually think they're kind of funny.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, we walk our own path, and you know, just shout out to everybody doing their own thing, and we'll just keep doing ours.
Yeah, it feels like West Side Story sometimes with some of these things. But
it's funny though, and sometimes it gets crazy, but it's funny.
EJ Holland. So I've watched EJ Holland stuff for years. I think, just like you said, I mean, he works his ass off, and you know, I think that to get like the full picture of what's happening in Michigan football, I think it's very important that, you know, and I try to read everything. I try to read EJ. I try to read Sam Webb. I try to watch Isaiah when I can. Isaiah's of course been on our program and on with Mark many times. And you know, I think to get a full picture, you look at whatever you can. And some of our community is great at that. They're here. There are other places too. And I love it because it means everybody has a desire to want to learn as much as they can about the program that they love.
Yeah, no doubt. And you know, everyone has their preferences. It is what it is, man. And plus variety is good. You know, that's the thing too, is diversity, variety, difference of opinion is actually healthy, because if everyone thinks the same way or likes the same thing, like it can simplify things. You can get groupthink, which is dangerous. And then on top of that, it allows you to challenge belief, perspective, idea, thought, whatever. So I'm all for it. You know, it's just up to the individual to consume what they want.
Jacob, it was a joke I figured
It's
you
all
might
love,
be.
brother.
I figured you
It's
might
all
be
love.
busting our balls.
Hey, you put us on a tangent, bro. It worked out. We're all
It
good.
worked out great. We had a whole topic.
It was
Mainly
fun time.
wanted to give you money. Well, thank you so much.
We try to be transparent with you guys. Like we've always like from the get. Like we don't got a damn thing to hide, bro. We just do our best with it.
Absolutely. Hey, Jared just contributed $20, and then Jared. This is the second time this has happened tonight with people.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Now Jared has joined the Connor Stallions Espionage Tier membership. Second time this has happened. Somebody joins Connor Stallions and the super chat. We got to call that something like something basketball related, like a double.
Yeah, or like the Gordie Howe hat trick, right? You got to fight a goal and an assist. Like we got to come up with something. We'll maybe the community will come up with something. We got to come up with a name for someone who donates and then becomes a member. But yeah, it's got to be Michigan related though.
So Jared, if you'd like to, if you go to the to our channel and you go to the community section, you'll see a post where you can contribute an idea, a topic.
Wait, he's Connor Stallions?
Yep.
Did I miss that? Oh
yeah.
Damn. How about you, man? Hey, protector of the Michigan Manifesto with great responsibility. How's that go?
With great power comes great responsibility.
Right. So take care, my friend. Take care.
Thanks, Jared. Go Blue. Nate Mogg, if you have the chance, roll the state title tape of Donald. You will be.
He's all about it, huh? All right. Well, I mean, I'll tell you this. I will take a look at him.
Out.
Maybe, Nate, you're a member, my friend. Mondays or the membership. Yeah. Let's just so you know, if anyone wants to know what do we do in these membership hangouts, we nerd out. We watch huddle tape. We talk about everything and anything. We last members only. We started talking about the Fox Sports situation, or that was the Avengers hangout. Never mind. That's a little bit more wild. We get off the track sometimes on that show, but on the members hangout, yeah, we just nerd out, man. Like if you're like, oh, put up the Donald U tape, we'll put it up, man. We'll just nerd out and just enjoy breaking down prospects and just talking Michigan football.
Yeah, it's a great time. We have a great time, and so check it out Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, National Championship watch along. So we have to watch Ohio and the Natty. We might as well commiserate on that and laugh at them because we beat them. So no matter what happens, Michigan wins, because at the end of the day, either Michigan has the best win in the country by far. If Ohio wins the Natty, Michigan has the best win in the country by far. I don't even think it's close. So that's pretty cool.
It's looking that way.
Yeah. Jared, just jokes. I think this 10 burger right here, another one.
Thank you, man.
Just jokes. I think the beef is funny. I want to see a boxing match eventually.
A charity fight match. That'd be funny. It is. I mean, listen, I know it can get heated, and let's hope it never crosses a line of like physical altercation, because I mean, I think it's there kind of. I think it could potentially boil over, but it's entertaining to an extent. It's entertaining.
Absolutely. GT, picking who we want to win the Natty this year is like picking which infectious disease we want to die from.
Hopefully the cure. No, I want to get the curable one. Okay, just give me so Notre Dame. Notre Dame's the curable disease. Ohio State's the deadly disease. It's like snake venom. You got like 5 minutes to live.
Oof. Yeah, I think Ohio is. Yeah, it's always gonna get.
I just can't
precedence.
do it. I cannot root for Ohio. Like I can't do it, bro. I can't do it.
Yeah. So I've just added Double Time and Jared both to the ticker. So both of you are now on the ticker as Connor Stallions Espionage members. Thank you so much for that. Let's go to Wolverine Casual. What do we think of the Penn State wide receiver that just hit the portal?
Yeah, what Mari Evans just entered. I mean, I think it would upgrade our room. I think I wouldn't be mad. He's fast. I know that. Harrison Wallace is the better wide receiver from my understanding. So we'll see. I don't know, boys. I don't want to give anyone hopes ups on that. I have no idea if Michigan's pushing here or trending anything. We're just going to have to find out. Hopefully they add another receiver, though. I'll say that. Hopefully we get another receiver added to this room. A nice Z type would be good. We'll find out. We'll find out if Michigan can make any, progress there.
So there were two, and the most recent one is Harrison Wallace III, who this year had 46 catches for 720 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns. So he was the second leading receiver. Who was the first? Well, we all know Tyler Warren was absolutely out of his mind this year.
Yeah,
but he was second. So that's that. So thanks to Wolverine, not so casual, dropping some 5s, coming by. Really appreciate that. What's that?
I have a lot of friends in the chat tonight, so I just had one of my friends text me and shout out to Hockey RW16. I should have known that. I should have known. That's my boy. So shout out to Chase, man. What up, bro? If you're still watching.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Shout out there. Okay, couple more housekeeping things just remind everybody about. Go ahead and buy Disputed National Champions. Mark Rogers, voice of college football, wrote this book where you can learn about the national champions in the 1990s and the reset that happened after 1997. Get it on an Amazon near you. Also, we have national championship content all week with Mark Rogers, voice of college football. So at 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, Bill Bender, Sporting News, followed by Brian Driscoll at Irish Breakdown, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then finally, Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern, live with Steve Hellwagon and Tony Gerdeman, who, TJ, you were on with Steve Hellwagon and Tony Gerdeman and Mark. So you've met those guys.
Yeah, I went into the Lions Den on the Ohio State channel and talked ball with them, and Michigan got the dub. They were pretty cocky, though. But it's all right. Who's laughing now, bitches?
They were
Hopefully,
very.
Hopefully, we're gonna be laughing real hard though in next week. Yeah, we have got to do the members only for that national championship game. That's gonna be epic. That's gonna be like epic. I'm looking forward to that now.
It's not the only watch along because TJ, you've got on Thursday night at a special time, 7 p.m. Eastern.
That's right. 7 boys, Thursday. Michigan basketball. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. I don't know. Listen, football season's over. It's basketball season. Let's support the boys. I'm telling you, this team is worth watching. Very fun. They play the right way. If you like the way John Beilein did it, Dusty May is doing it very similar with maybe a little more offensive aggression and sound defense. The team just looks good. Dangerous good. March Madness is going to be electric. So we're going to be doing a watch along party Thursday, 7 p.m. Penn Game and Block M are going to be co-hosting with me. And then we'll still be a call-in show. We're going to watch the game together. I will time my television so I'm not ahead of anybody. We can go through it together. I do expect Michigan to get the dub though. So it'll be a good time. Call in, we'll do the damn thing. And no matter what, here's my word though. As you guys know, we typically do for every 100, we go an extra hour. We're definitely going the full game regardless. So the full game we're watch along party. We'll have a good time. So be there. Looking forward to chatting up with everybody.
Yeah, we are. So check it out Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And that'll be our next big live stream. And that is gonna do it for tonight. So thanks to everybody who came by, who hit the like button, who super chatted, who was part of our show. And we will be back next time. Don't forget to follow us. So we've got here our Twitter X accounts here. So go ahead at John Diadamo and at TJ_Ronin and follow us there if you want to get insights. Hey,
Jacob, again, bro. Thank you.
One more for the road. Look at that, Jacob. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. I just like everybody. Look, man, shout out to Jacob, but just everyone who contributed, liked, shared, watched, just were along for the ride. Man, we appreciate it. Like, it's not taken lightly. It's actually amazing, and we're honored, humbled, and let's keep going, boys. I mean, listen, hey, we got more shows. Hey, this train's not stopping, and we're gonna ride with you guys all off season. We're gonna be here during the season, and I don't plan on not doing this show with John. So, let's just enjoy the ride, boys.
Hey, how about this? Keegan is now a member again, thanks to Detective Loki. How about
Let's
that?
go. Detective Loki coming through. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you for always coming through with the gifts and everything else. And until next time, go blue, and we will see you soon.
Go blue.